In the 1960s, the Chicano population was very, very small in Chicago. Many of the second generation Mexicans were very Americanized and didn't speak no Spanish at all. This made them an easy target and they got picked on a lot. Let's get into this video. In a city known for its fearsome super gangs, criminal enterprise like the mob, gangs, Chicago has its own culture, from graffiti on the walls to how the south side and the north side are separated. In Chicago, it's where you're born that defines who you are, not your race. This is gang life.
Cartel got me working for the big faces. Federale got my car full of brick cases. Hit the pen with a grin, there ain't no faking. I was picked to my back for my shoelaces. Got out, should've seen the look on their faces. All jealous cause your boy stacking hella paper. Set up by the crew, they done put a banger in the trunk of my car and left me to hang there. No thing, then attorney went and beat the case. Got a job digging holes for minimum wage. Had a dream that Cato said he proud of me. Stay here, don't leave, keep doing your thing. Quit the drugs, but you know I went back to selling. 6-time failing, I went back to prison. Got my head right, got my bread right. Push these weights like a kilo in a tailpipe. Trying to do right, I got a mission. Trying to give back to my boys in the prison. The old me's gone, I ain't never.
What's up, guys? My name's JC. I am Wrong Strong. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss nothing. If you're part of my crew, mi familia, mi raza, you already know. Súbanse a la suburban. Let's take this video on the road. What's up, guys? We're going to Pilsen today. Beautiful, beautiful fucking neighborhood, man. Pretty much, I call it ground fucking zero for Mexicans. You know, back in the day, Pilsen was ground zero to a lot of organizations that were of Latin descent. I want to say Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, I mean, you name it. A lot of gangs started in Pilsen back in the day. Of course, if you go to Pilsen now, it's very, very different. You know, people want to talk crap and say, oh, it's gentrified, whatever that shit's called, they call it. And you know, people should be actually thankful and happy that they actually cleaned up the neighborhood and how beautiful it looks and how the spotlight is actually on us, because now Pilsen is all over food channels and stuff like that because of the culture. Make sure you're in Chicago, you stop and visit that neighborhood. Alright, let's get into this video. Without further ado, welcome to another episode of Gang Life. This gang started in Pilsen in the early 70s. We are talking about the Brazers. The term Brazer is a term to describe a Mexican immigrant worker. Like a wetbag, if you want to get like nasty. You know what I mean? The only reason why I know is because Brazer was actually my nickname when I was a Saint disciple. They called me Brazer because I was very, very, I was a straight Mexican, man. Like, my English was very, very bad when I came back in the, I flew back to Chicago in 1988. And I had already been in school in Mexico, so my Spanish was better than my English, and I had learned how to read and write Spanish, and I forgot how to read and write English. And then when I came back and they tried to reteach me everything again, I was fucking lost. So everybody used to call me Brazer. I used to wear the boots, the hat, the cintos piteados, everything. So yeah, that was my nickname. A lot of people didn't know that. Ah, shit. The gangs in Pilsen would rob all these Mexican workers because they knew that they had money on them all the time. More and more Mexicans were actually coming into that area around that time, so the kids ended up starting their own gangs to protect themselves. and protect the newcomers that were coming, because in that time a lot of Mexicans were immigrating into Chicago for work illegally. Gangs like the Party People and La Raza grew in numbers around this time because of the Mexican immigration. Back in the day, it's said that the Brazers refused to use guns. It's one of the reasons why they pretty much moved out of Pilsen, because all the other gangs were using guns, and they had many wars and they had many enemies. But in the 1990s, the police and the immigration started deporting a lot of their members. The Brazers are still active on the north side. It is said that the Brazers in Pilsen, when they separated, they actually were born into La Raza. That's what the story is told, and it's said. Who knows? Drop a message if you're like from that era. Don't give me history if you're like younger than me. You know? And they first started, their original name actually was Los Braceros. It's Brazers in Spanish. It's just said that later with time they Americanized the name, and it turned into that. They joined the folk nation in 1980. So as you can see, guys, a lot of these gangs in Chicago have started because of protection. Back in the day, yes, Chicago was very segregated. In a way, it still is because of the neighborhoods, how they're separated by race pretty much. Big Mexican neighborhoods, big black neighborhoods, big Puerto Rican neighborhoods, and it goes so forth and so on. Polish, all that stuff, but it's always kind of been split up like that, you know? Now with all the change in the city, people are moving around, and that's one of the biggest things that happened in the 1990s when they started to knock down all the projects and started moving all the people out to the suburbs. It's what made all the gangs kind of spread out throughout all the state of Illinois, and pretty much just grew like wildfire, because we ended up moving to Bolingbrook, and then Bolingbrook got infested with gangs from everybody moving from the projects. There was Vice Lords there, GDs, Four Corner Hustlers, SD, I mean, you name it. There was every gang from Chicago and Bolingbrook. But at the end of the day, guys, you know what is left behind. Chaos, murder, jail time, drug addiction, I mean, you name it, it's all bad. The day that you join a gang is the day that you're gonna sign your life away, because either you're gonna end up dead or you're gonna end up in prison. One of the two. It's not rocket science. I share this message so you don't make the mistakes that I've made. Joining gangs, getting into shit, doing prison time, and losing most of my life to nothing. Looking at walls. Nah, that's not gonna happen. My name's JC. I am Wrong Strong. I'm gonna say until I'm blue. Stay out of gangs. Don't sell drugs. Don't hurt people. And just live life, man. Live and let live. Have a nice weekend. I'll catch you guys on the rebound.